New behind-the-scenes images provided by the Star Trek Discovery visual effects supervisor demonstrate that Season 5 of the show's production is officially complete. Season 5 can get off to a very exciting start, given how Season 4 was concluded. It's also been reported that the number of episodes has been cut from the regular 13 to 15 down to 10 episodes. Find out what's already known about the Star Trek Discovery Season 5 by watching this video. Photos from the Star Trek Discovery Season 5 set reveal that filming is complete. A little more than a year after Season 4 started airing, brand new set photographs from Star Trek Discovery Season 5 confirmed that filming has finished. The science fiction series aired in 2017, 8 years after the fan-favorite J.J. Abrams' Star Trek reboot film relaunched the franchise. The first episode of Star Trek Discovery, created by Brian Fuller and Alex Kurtzman, tells the tale of Commander Michael Burnham, played by Sonequa Martin Green, who's forced to command the crew of the USS Discovery, after being transferred for inciting a conflict between the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire. Fausto Tejeda, the show's visual effects supervisor, confirmed the conclusion of Star Trek Discovery Season 5 filming on social media by posting 3 behind-the-scenes images. He spoke of the show's unique path during the new season's filming. Michelle Paradise, the creator of Star Trek Discovery, added her voice to the celebration of the conclusion of Season 5. Next up, what is known about Star Trek Discovery's 5th season. Season 3's Discovery crew discovered a split galaxy when they arrived in the 32nd century. A strange phenomenon known as the burn had virtually destroyed all of the galaxy's dilithium crystals. Since dilithium is a crucial component of warp engines, its loss made long-distance warp travel impractical, cutting off important worlds from one another. What was left of Starfleet went into hiding when the Federation was disbanded. The United Federation of Planets could start to rebuild after Discovery's crew managed to unravel the enigma of the burn. By the end of Season 4, the Federation had accepted both Earth and Nivar, also known to humanity as Vulcan after the Vulcans and Romulans union. Now that warp travel has been restored, and the Federation is largely intact, Starfleet can resume its work of exploring the galaxy without constantly having to deal with threats. The 5th season of Star Trek Discovery may eventually install spore drives on each Starfleet vessel. Star Trek Discovery's big idea was the ability to instantly jump to a new location by moving along the mycelial network. But the spore drive was also troublesome with canon because it was created in the 23rd century, before Star Trek the original series. Star Trek Discovery's 4th season saw the program finally develop the storytelling self-assurance needed to capture the human spirit for which Star Trek is known. Despite not involving time travel, Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery, according to the director and producer Olatunde Onsunsanmi, would go back into the past to get further into the future. He was alluding to the fact that the show was influenced by the exploration-focused nature of Star Trek the original series and Star Trek The Next Generation. The conclusion of Season 4 of Star Trek Discovery paved the way for Season 5. Early June saw the beginning of production on the new episodes of Star Trek Discovery, which finished just 5 months later. Some of the production took place on the Toronto AR Wall stage at Pixomondo. The episode order for the 5th season was reduced from the previous range of 13 to 15 episodes every season to 10 episodes. With the change, the program now has the same number of episodes as contemporary Star Trek programs like Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek Picard, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. The 5th season of Star Trek Discovery will change the course of the program. Captain Michael Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery will be on the search for the greatest prize in the known galaxy, rather than continuing the record of averting galactic catastrophes. This new goal ought to provide the program with a much-needed infusion of new energy. Due to the majority of the action taking place on starships and inside the Federation headquarters, the last 2 seasons of Star Trek Discovery have occasionally seemed constrained. The feature that distinguishes the Star Trek series from other sci-fi titles is its emphasis on exploration, and as the show's title implies, the finding of new worlds. Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery, returning to the franchise's origins, can only be good for the series. The Star Trek Discovery cast has a clear path to this new tonal change after thwarting the DMA threat at the end of Season 4. Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery may even feature romance. The series can now concentrate on world building after earning a reputation as the most somber and realistic of the new Star Trek programs. As the crew searches the universe for this new treasure, interesting new worlds will emerge. The largest treasure in the known galaxy is undoubtedly sought after by various parties. Therefore, Captain Burnham and her crew will probably run against a lot of enemies along the route. As the Discovery crew sets out on this galactic search, the setup sets up Star Star Trek Discovery for a thrilling Season 5, one that's action-packed and should deliver the visual spectacle fans have come to anticipate from the franchise. How the use of spore drives by Starfleet would alter Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery, being the most distant point in Star Trek's future, logically lends itself to significant alterations appropriate for living more than 780 years after the 25th century setting of Star Trek Picard. It would make sense that in the far future of Star Trek Discovery, Starfleet has finally developed beyond warp travel, which has been in use for a millennium. With the development of the transwarp drive, the quantum slipstream drive in Star Trek Voyager, and the proto-warp drive in Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek has already advanced beyond the limits of conventional warp travel. The spore displacement hub drive on the Discovery makes sense as the next development in Star Trek. However, the widespread employment of the spore drive would also herald a fundamental transformation in both Starfleet operations and the Star Trek narrative. However, this should be a part of Star Trek Discovery's mission to advance the franchise into uncharted territory, while the other shows can continue to use the classic Star Trek warp drive. Also on the release date for Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery, the 5th season was authorized by Paramount in January 2022, and production got underway on June 13th. Due to Discovery's reduced season lengths, only 10 episodes were commissioned. Season 1 had 15 episodes, Season 2 had 14 episodes, and Seasons 3 and 4 had 13 episodes each. Season 5 of Star Trek has a lot to live up to after the excellent 4th season, which is perhaps the best season of the modern era since 2017 thus far. While a premiere date has not yet been set, all indications are that it will occur in the first half of 2023. When Star Trek Discovery returns for Season 5 in 2023, it will look significantly different. Now, let's talk about the returning characters. Sonequa Martin, Captain Green's Michael Burnham, along with other series regulars like Captain Saru, played by the excellent Doug Jones, astromycologist Paul Stamets, played by Anthony Rapp, Lieutenant Sylvia Tilly, played by Mary Wiseman, Dr. Hugh Culber, played by Wilson Cruz, Chief Engineer Jet Reno, played by Tig Notaro, and Ensign Nadir Atal, played by Blue Del Barrio, will undoubtedly return. Cleveland Book Booker, played by David Ahala, Burnham's love interest, was given community service at the end of Season 4 for his part in Ruon Tarka's scheme to destroy the dark matter anomaly against Federation instructions. Martin Green has hinted that Book would return in Season 5 to resume his relationship with Burnham, along with his Maine Coon cat, Grudge. It's also anticipated that returning cast members Lieutenant Commander Kayla Detmer, played by Emily Coots, Lieutenant Commander Joanne Owasikun, played by Oyen Aladejo, Lieutenant Ronald Bryce, played by Ronnie Rowe Jr., Admiral Vance, played by Oded Fair, best known to audiences for his role as Ardeth Bay in the Mummy films with Brendan Fraser, Federation President Layla Rilak, played by Chella Horstal, and Grey Tal, played by Ian Alexander, would be back. Furthermore, Tilly's function is a major unanswered question. She left Discovery in Season 4 to work as a professor at Starfleet Academy, though the Season 4 conclusion showed her assisting Vance with the evacuation of Earth. How will her role in Starfleet fit into the currently top-secret Season 5 plot? Will she stay at the Academy or continue working with Admiral Vance? What about the other powerful nations in the galaxy now that Earth and Nivar have both rejoined the Federation? We've seen Ferengi serving in Starfleet in the 32nd century, and among the dignitaries dispatched to make contact with Species 10C, but what about other races from this time period, like Klingons, Cardassians, Bajorans, and the Dominion? They've received mentions thus far. Will Season 5 be the one in which we see them in their 32nd century forms? Lastly, there's Zora, the ship's computer voiced by Annabelle Wallace, who became sentient during Season 4, causing a brief set of issues as she got used to her new individualism and her objectives, which occasionally ran counter to the crew's objectives. Will Zora's personality continue to evolve in Season 5? And will it cause her to clash with the crew once more? The release date for Star Trek Discovery Season 5 has been said to be sometime in the middle of 2023, as an exact date hasn't been given yet. Stay tuned for more developments on the date. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!